Yeah. So first off, just want to thank all the subscribers. Appreciate you guys for fucking with me. And it's Saturday, so we're gonna keep it light. Today, I want to talk about my opinion of Chris Moltisanti from Sopranos. So, spoiler alerts if you haven't seen it. Now, Chris to me, honestly, he was like most people that I knew in the gang lifestyle and shit. Like for real, like he was probably like he was young. He wanted so badly to like join. You know what I mean? So, um, and he had a drug problem, and that was something that I seen in a lot of people. Like there were tons of people that I seen that were like as youngsters they just wanted to belong, and especially people that had like family members. People that have family members in gangs at times they either go two ways. They hardly ever talk about their family because they want to make it on their own, or they bring them up like crazy. Like, oh, my primo this, oh, my primo that. Oh, yeah, me and my primo the other day. And it's like, damn, fool, like, shut the fuck up already. Like, I want to hear about that fool all day. You know what I mean? And that's how Chris seemed. Chris seemed like the kind that would do that. Like, oh, yeah, my cousin Tony. And a lot of the times, he did shit to Tony that he shouldn't have got away with. Like he would come at him kind of foul, kind of sideways and shit in front of people, and it'd be like, "What the fuck, fool? Like you know who I am? What the fuck? Why you acting like that?" Like if it was anyone else, he would have got fucked up like badly. So he made a lot of stupid decisions, and the reason why I think he was kind of realistic is because there are a lot of homies out there or a lot of youngsters that'll make stupid decisions because they don't know what's going on. You know, they're trying to find their own way. They're trying to figure out what they can and can't get away with, and how flexible the rules are and shit like that. You know what I mean? So Chris did that a lot, and in the end, though, he stood loyal to his to his people and shit. So that of course he was gonna become like full fledged. So he became part of the family, part of the Soprano family, and I remember he romanticized. You could see like he romanticized the idea of being like a mobster, being a gangster and shit. There was one part where they find the guy that killed his dad, right? And he always seen his dad as this big time fucking mobster, family man, and like he's seen him a certain way, right? And he's talking to Tony like, "That's the motherfucker that killed my dad," or yeah, and he's like, "They killed my dad in front of my pad while he was bringing me a crib or some shit." I forgot. He said something like that, right? Maybe try to interject himself into the story, like his dad got killed while trying to do something special for him. So he ends up finding catching the guy that killed him. Then he goes, he says something like along the lines of, "You killed my dad in front of the house." Oh, because Tony, I forgot. Let me rewind it a little bit. So Tony's like, "Yeah, but he didn't have a bed for you. He had TV trays." Like so basically his dad just came up and was about to slang these TV trays and shit. So forward to when he catches that fool slipping, Chris catches the guy that killed his pops, and he's like, "Yeah, you killed my dad in front of the pad while we had a TV tray for me to watch TV." So like he still interjects himself. He still throws himself in the story, and it's pretty crazy because it's funny though because I tripped out like, "Dad, this was trippy," but like he wants to have that belief that his dad died doing something for him, and you'll see that a lot with the cats from the streets. Like they'll romanticize the lifestyle. Like, oh yeah, this is the hardest motherfucker. Not knowing, and this is not with just people on the streets. It's with everybody, politicians, everybody. At the end of the day, they're all humans. Like they're all just some random cats. You know what I mean? Like motherfucker in the White House, he's a human just like us. Smartest man in the world, he's a human just like us. Like everybody in the world is just like everybody else. You know what I mean? Like there's really not too much difference, especially when it comes to biologically. Like there's really no difference between us. So Yeah, it's a trip, but Chris romanticized it like these fools are like these huge fucking heroes and shit, and he wants to become a part of it. So he does what he has to do, and I think his most, and this is what I the fucked up part was for him, because I think the most loyal part that you showed of him, like of the series, like, is when he had to kill his girl. Well, he didn't have to kill her, but when he had to turn her in, like, she really thought that she was gonna tell him, "Yeah, I'm working for the feds, and let's run off, Chris. Let's have a life together." And you could see Chris at times was fed up with the lifestyle. Like he wanted out. At times it seemed like it, but I don't think he knew any other life. I don't think he knew like what else was out there for him. Uh, and that's why I think he that's why I think he relates to a lot of homies and a lot of people, because there's cats out there who, yeah, they get tired of going in and out of jail. Yeah, they get tired of like constantly getting shot at. They get tired of all that, but they don't know anything else. Like, what else are they gonna do? And that was Chris, and she provided him with an opportunity. Like, let's bounce. Like let's just take off. And he couldn't do that shit. Like, to him, it's like, man, she's working with the fucking feds. Like, he couldn't see himself just aligning himself with the rat. You know what I mean? So so yeah, he tells Tony, and it's fucked up because like this shows you like he comes to Tony crying, telling him like, hey, she's a snitch. You know what I mean? And what does Tony do? Start searching him. Like, and it's fucked. He's like, how could you think that of me? Like, this fool's bringing it to your attention. You know what I mean? And still, this fool's on edge, and that's fucked up, man. Because that paranoia will get the best of you. So yeah, they end up killing her, and Tony doesn't really see it as a sacrifice like Chris does. Chris even brings it up later, and Tony's like, don't bring that shit up around me, or something along those lines, where it's like it's not a major deal. But this was the love of Chris's life. Like, that's a fucked up thing. Like he had to tell, he knew what was gonna happen to her. Once he brought it up, he knew what was gonna happen to her, and to them it wasn't that much of a sacrifice, but for him, like that was his heart. You know what I mean? And he had to give it up because he was loyal, and that was a trip. Now, Chris's downfall is just like the downfall of many homies that I've seen throughout the years. And I'm not talking about just, when I say homies, I don't mean like just from my neighborhood. I just mean like cats involved in street life. So it's not even, you know what I mean? Not necessarily like homies like in my area, like just cats involved with street life. So his downfall was his drug use. You know what I mean? And that's just like a lot of other people. If that those drugs come, that you're not the same. You know what I mean? And he tried to hide that shit. He tried to function as an addict, but he couldn't. Like, he went to rehab and all kinds of shit. It never worked out for him. And in the end, when they got in that car accident, which is fucked up because like that wasn't even like he wasn't driving all erratically. Like, they weren't paying attention, and that shit happened, right? So when that happened, he tells Tony like, hey, take the fall for this shit, cause like, say you were driving, cause like, and that's when Tony sees that he's high and shit, and just fucking kills him, like lets him fucking choke on his own blood and shit. So yeah, like, Tony just seen like, at the end of the day, even though he was loyal, at the end of the day, even though he was family, you know, what it comes down to is he was a liability. His drug use, his erratic behavior at times, he was a liability, and he had to go. And it was unfortunate because this was the life that he glamorized. This was the life that he wanted to be a part of. Once he became a part of it, he was never this really, like, there was no difference in him. He wasn't, he didn't see that. I remember there was a part in the video or in the TV show where he goes into a deli. He's like, I can't come to a place like this anymore after they get in a little scuffle in the deli and shit, or the pizza place. Like, I can't come to a place like this anymore because he's a made guy. So in his eyes, he felt he was a different person because he had reached a certain status. But if you look at him, he really didn't evolve much. He was the same cat. You know what I mean? Like, and he didn't see that shit. He didn't see that his status change did not change who he was as a person. He was the same motherfucker, same little naive, ignorant little boy throughout the show. That's who he was, and it was a trip. You know what I mean? It was a trip uh, to see that. But yeah, one thing I could say about him, he was definitely loyal. He was loyal to the ending, and at the same time, that drug use was his downfall. So that's the fucked up thing. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Much love to everybody. Enjoy your weekend, and I'm out. Peace.